Mission number 19 is Maian SOS. It's a long and slow-paced kind of mission, but it is pretty consistent as long as we're careful. It really only tense at the beginning because we start this mission with nothing. No ammo, no weapons, nothing. Skipping the cutscene doesn't matter at all. And I am going to take these 2 free backstabs here at the start. You can farm these guys for ammo if you let them see you. If the first guy aggroes, he'll pull out a Falcon 2, you can disarm him. Once disarmed, they can pull out another Falcon 2, so you can potentially get a lot of ammo out of these first 2 guys. And if you're playing casually, that's a great idea, go for it. But this is a hitless run. If this first guy aggroes, the second guy will also aggro. He'll come running into the door and try to shoot you. Even if you disarm them both on time, they can still try to punch you, and some of those punches can come out very quickly. And you do not want to be in a fist fight at this stage of the run, especially not against 2 enemies in close quarters. So again, if you're playing casually, farm all the ammo you can, go for it. But in a hitless run, it's a horrendous idea. It's wildly inconsistent, you're just asking for trouble. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to take the free backstabs, take the free 10 bullets, and that's enough. We don't need any more. And now, moving on, we need to get out of this room. Only way out of the room is to blow up this thing so it destroys the glass. Takes 5 shots, that's 4. So I'm going to push it against the middle of this glass. I want to make absolutely sure it breaks its glass. Ideally, it doesn't break any of the others, but it's more important to make sure it breaks the glass. So I don't want to push it over here because then sometimes the explosion can just somehow fail to break the glass and then we fail the mission, which is really bad. We're going to put it over here, kind of in the middle. That should work. Even if it does break this glass, that's okay. We only need this for a backup strat. The reason we want this glass to be here is because enemies don't recognize this as a path. So we can fight an enemy over there and then duck behind here. And enemies are not smart enough to walk over here to shoot at us. They have to go all the way around into the room. So we can make enemies derp and buy ourselves a bunch of time and just kind of dart in between here as much as we like. So it's helpful to keep the glass alive, but hopefully we won't need it. That's a backup strat. Alright, now things get interesting. We've got 4 enemies ahead. One is standing just behind the door and ahead of us. He's going to be facing right at us. There's another in the door just behind him, and there's 2 more in the distant parts of the room. They will all aggro together as soon as any one of them sees us. So what we're going to do is open this door and quickly backstreak out of view. We don't want this guy to see us. And now if we're very careful, we can sneak out and get a headshot on this guy before he sees us. A single headshot will count as a stealth kill if he hasn't seen us yet. And that will make things much, much easier. So we're going to very carefully inch out here. Take your time with this. We can go and open the door again if we have to. There's no rush. And watch out for the enemy doing idle animations. There we go. If he does some kind of idle animation that can move his head, that might allow him to see you where previously you could not, that can cause some problems. We do have some backup strats if that does happen. We'll talk about those later, but ideally we don't need those. So, take him out, we're still stealthed. Now we're going to go unarmed. In disarm mode, we're going to open the door, disarm the next guy. That'll work. You want to get it to him kind of quickly, but not too quickly. You don't want to charge him so fast that he decides to punch you. But you also don't want to give him time to get a shot off, so there's kind of a balance there. And then we're going to pull out our Psychosis gun. This is a very interesting weapon. It turns enemies into allies. They'll join our side, they'll fight the other enemies will shoot at them. So that sounds really powerful, and it is going to be helpful here. It's not actually as powerful as you might think, because having an ally on your side in this mission creates a ton of RNG. It's not actually, it's surprisingly unhelpful, but it is going to be useful here, so we might as well. We disarm him, tag him with Psychosis, and then we fall back. He's going to run after those enemies. They're going to shoot him. After they kill him, they kind of just drop aggro and start this slow walking patrol mode, which allows us to get some very easy kills here. So that's our plan. That's how we get out of the first room, and now we're in great shape. Okay, now let's talk a bit about the backup strat. If something goes wrong, if this first enemy aggros, the plan is to quickly kill him with the Falcon 2. Usually that means tag him once to make him flinch, and then shoot him in the head. But whatever it takes, kill him quickly. We only have 5 bullets to do it, so you don't want to miss. It takes a bit of care, but also you need speed. You want to kill him fast before the other enemy comes through the door and starts shooting. So we kill this first one fast, and then we bait shots to the other one and hide. Pull our Psychosis gun. Once he's done shooting, pop out and tag him. If you can do that, then you're back on track. Everything should be fine. If you miss the psychosis shot, the backup to the backup is to either close this door in the other guy's face or hide around the corner and blitz him. Either way, try to disarm the second enemy, take both of the dragons, and then run back to here. With the 20 bullets from our dragon and this glass to help protect us, we should be able to kill the remaining 2 when they come in. But again, that's a backup strat. Hopefully it never comes to that. Now let's move on. I'm going to deliberately not pick up the dragons. Every dragon is worth a proximity mine. They are a precious resource. We do not want to waste them. Now we're going to deal with these patrollers in this hall. Let's see if we can spot one. He might be on the right. It's possible, but unlikely. It's much more likely we'll see him come from the left. So I'm kind of just going to stand in the door once I'm sure that he's not already here. I'm just going to wait. Yeah, there he is. Let him see me. Run away. There are 2 patrollers in these hallways. They will aggro together. The first one's going to be coming in now. It's going to kind of hide behind this pillar. He's going to run to the room. My dragon will destroy him. I'm going to toss out another one. And back up behind the pillar, because the second one will be aggroed, but he's probably going to take a while to get here, depending on where he's at in his patrol. But he will come. So we're going to wait patiently for the second patroller to show up. There he is. They'll run into a dragon as well. There we go. And now this hallway is clear to patrollers, so we can move on. We're going to approach this door from the middle. That's important. If you stand it, the door opens automatically, and if you're standing too much to the side, then the enemies can see you, and then they'll start to shoot at you. If that happens, it's okay. You can just retreat back into that room, toss out another dragon. It should work out. But preferably, they don't see us. We toss a dragon into the middle of the room. Fall back for another dragon. We'll shoot this one, and that should kill both enemies on the side. It also kills an enemy who is invisible here in the middle. So now we have 3 dragons to work with. We're going to come over here for the golden gun enemy. On the left side of this room, there's an enemy with a ton of body armor, 2 golden magnums, and he has quicker reaction and better aim than most enemies, so we really don't want to aggro him. We're just going to toss out the dragon. That should work. If the dragon gets kind of stuck on this wall, it's okay. You can just shoot it, or you can toss out another dragon to trigger it. As long as you don't get by your own explosion, you should be fine here. But make sure the guy's dead. I'm like 99% sure that killed him, but still, be careful. You really don't want to aggro this one. Alright, with him dead, there's one more enemy over here. Gonna toss out a dragon that way. Grab another one. Shoot it. Oh, there it goes. Alright, and now we pick up one of the golden guns. Just one, you don't want 2, because you only get 1 bullet regardless. So an extra golden gun is just a waste of space. Extra weapon to cycle through. And now we're going to go and clear this lab. If we're careful, this is very easy. We can get all stealth kills here. Inch out the first guy, then inch out to the right. Get the next one. And come up just behind this little pillar here. Pick up the guy in the distance. And then one more on the other side. 4 shots, 4 kills, easy room. Moving on. Now we'll go and do the objective. I'm going to start by headshotting the guy in the back first, and then I'll quickly destroy the hover trolley thing. The reason for that is sometimes that explosion fails to kill the one in the back, and then between the explosion and the smoke from the explosion, you might not see him shooting at you. So we take him out first, and then we blow up the thing, and the explosion kills the other guy. No trouble. Okay, I'm going to leave these dragons behind just in case. It pays to have a few backup dragons you can retreat to. The next few enemies are in alcoves on either side here. I'll toss out a dragon into the middle of the hall. That'll do. Run back for another dragon. Again, slow-paced mission, but the dragons do some serious work if you have the patience for it. I'm gonna go back and shoot that dragon. It should kill both of those enemies. That'll do. And now I need to talk about this room on the side. There are 2 enemies over here. We don't have to go in here. These enemies will not leave the room on their own. They won't open the door on their own. They're not a threat. But there is an extra psychosis bullet in there if we want it. We already have 2 from the first objective room. So we can get a 3rd now if we want. We don't need to. And again, the psychosis gun introduces a lot of RNG. I'm not actually going to use it. But it's actually pretty easy to get this one. So I'm still going to show how to do it, though I don't really recommend bothering with this normally. What we do, stand on the right side of this room. We're going to open the door, toss in the dragon quickly before the door closes. That should work. We have another dragon. Room's clear. We just gotta destroy that gun before it shoots us. Nothing to worry about here. Okay, moving on. So in this next room there are 3 enemies, and then there are an additional 2 in the rooms beyond who will probably aggro. So we're going to start by opening the door and looking up and to the right. I'm going to stand kind of on the left side a little bit. We're going to take some shots at this guy up here. Just a few. We don't need to kill him. Just want to tag him. That should ensure that the other 2 aggro. Toss out a dragon, pick up the spare dragon, and we're going to hide back up here around this corner. The dragon should kill at least 1. And I expect 3 enemies to be aggroed now. So that should kill 1. We might have to shoot a couple more. There we go. Okay, it looks like we got those 3. I don't think there was a 4th. Sometimes the 4th enemy will see the explosions go off and he can aggro as well. That's less common. Yeah, I don't think he aggroed, which means he's going to be up here on the left. So we're just going to let him see us. And then we're going to drop a dragon for him. Pick up one of the spares. And run back. Again, it's possible this guy is aggroed here, in which case we would have shot him alongside the other 2. But if not, we can lure him one at a time, kill him with the dragon. And we'll do the same thing for the 5th enemy. He's off in the ground level to the left. Over here. Hello, friend. Let him see us. Drop the dragon. Pick up a replacement. Fall back. That should kill him, which means the area is clear. Yep, there he goes. So now I'll go back and pick up all the extra ammo. Because we're about to reach a point of no return, we won't be able to come back for these dragons. So we might as well get the extra ammo now. We might not need all this ammo, to be honest, but it's better safe than sorry. Alright, with that in hand, we'll continue. The next area should be familiar from Rescue. It's the same crates room, has all the same enemies in it, though they might be a little different this time around. Not quite what you expect. Some of them may have heard some of the gunshots and explosions over here, so they might not be in that room anymore. They might be doing who knows what, who knows where. So we might not see all the enemies we expect to see from Rescue. They might not be in the same spots as in Rescue. It's very hard to predict. A few other things to note before we continue. As soon as you walk through this door, an alarm's going to sound. And that really is just to make you nervous more than anything else. There are no more enemies around here to bother us, so the alarm isn't really a threat. If we hadn't killed all 5 of the enemies back down at that door, that means we probably didn't aggro the 2 up here. There was normally being an enemy standing here with his back to us, and another enemy around the corner on that side. So if you hadn't killed all 5, watch out for them. But as it is, we should be okay. We're going to head down to the crates. We're going to fight our way through to the corridor that we can use for cover and rescue, and then just kill as many enemies as we can. So again, we don't know where the enemies are going to be here. Clear for now. Ooh, lots of gunfire going down. Okay, watch for enemies blitzing from the right. They can show up pretty suddenly. Watch for enemies coming down the elevator. That can happen. If you have a spare dragon nearby that you could pick up, it's a good idea to throw a dragon out at the bottom of the elevator. I don't have one of those right now, and I'm not willing yet to go out there. So we're just gonna fight these guys as best I can. Not too hard to shoot them in the elevator. Yeah, there should be at least a few coming down the elevator. But again, we don't know exactly how many enemies are still around. So I'm just going to wait here patiently. We have all the time in the world to sit here and make sure that we're safe. It seems like the lower area is clear now. I think we would have seen another enemy if they were going to show up. Looks okay. So we're going to head up here and see if these guys are here. Alright, looks like those two are not there anymore. So I'm going to fall back. We've only killed 2 people coming down the elevator, so there could still be more upstairs. We want to be careful. It can be very dangerous to go up in that elevator and then if you find someone waiting for you at the top. That is scary. I'll pop around here for a bit. That guy's already aggroed. Alright, so I think the only enemy that might still be left would be the one way up above here. If he hasn't already aggroed. It's relatively few. Usually you'll probably see a few more coming down the elevator after you. That's okay. I'll go up on the next cycle if we don't see anyone or hear from anyone. Alright, I think we're fine. Even so, we still want to be careful here. Getting ambushed at the top of this elevator can be very scary. Alright, we're clear. And this guy's already gone too. Alright. Pretty empty room this time around. Sometimes there will be more enemies. Alright, let's continue. Shoot this guy in the back of the head. Take out your golden gun. Snipe the saucer from back here, don't miss. You only get 1 shot. That completes the objective and clears the rest of the room. I'm going to toss a dragon behind me because we will start to get enemies coming from behind. And especially here, make sure you put a dragon on this walkway right about here at the corner. We will definitely get enemies spawning in this area. They will try to kill us, shoot us in the back in the next couple rooms. So we have that to guard our back. That should buy us enough time to complete the mission before anyone shows up. Surprise us. Alright, there will be an enemy at the top of the elevator. We'll shoot him as soon as the door opens. Not really a problem. 2 more enemies around this corner. Just crouch and we can fight them one by one. They're not really a problem either. And now for the next 2. There are going to be 2 enemies with tranquilizers through this next door. We're going to quickly open the door and then close the door. We want them to see us, but we don't want them to have time to shoot at us. So open the door, close the door, and then we'll drop a dragon to take them out. There we go. Pick up one of the spare dragons and fall back to this corner. Oh, my dragon in the distance took out one of the guys behind me. I heard it. We should have a bit of free time now. We don't have to panic. Alright, now, our dragon should have killed at least one of the guys with tranquilizers. Do not assume it killed both. Sometimes they'll open the door and come after you, and then you can shoot them at that corner. Sometimes they'll derp out at the doors. So once again, we're going to open and close the door really quick to check. Good. That's clear. Okay, got them both. We're fine. Now there's just a few more enemies left. One's on the other side of this cardboard thing in front of us. We're going to shoot it and quickly shoot the enemy. And then we're going to wait here and see what the other enemy does. Somebody's will come running around this corner. And sometimes he'll derp out. So it seems like he's derping out. Move up. And we'll just kind of inch around this corner. Should be able to see his feet somewhere. Take him out. I think enemies might be coming behind me, actually. Yep. They caught up quickly. You don't want to waste too much time in this area. But that's it. Mission's done.